You are listening to Eric, Tanya, and Belky on a show that is just perfectly shameless.
Welcome back. This is the last episode.
The last one. We made it through.
It's over, y'all.
Temporarily, not forever.
We made it to the last episode
of the season.
I'm here with
me, Belky, Tanya,
Perla.
Perla's a special guest for the last episode.
Yeah.
They just call me a special guest. They can just assume I'm here all the time.
And like we said last time, if Perla's here, who is listening? I don't think we have any.
To anybody who's not listening, thank you for not listening.
And for those of you who did listen to us, thank you for listening.
Why don't you have anything better to do? That's good.
Damn. Go get yourself a life.
I don't want to fall asleep to our podcast. Oh yeah, I'm so.
Well, yeah. Thank you guys for listening so far. We made it this far. It's 10 episodes. That's crazy.
Yes.
It's 10 weeks. That's like
of shenanigans and madness.
Craziness. Today we just want to wrap up basically the season and kind of talk to you guys about what we learned throughout our experience doing this. And yeah, go from there. Tanya, what was your biggest learning moment from this?
I feel like it's like I never thought I would be this open with, you know, like
strangers.
Especially with other people that are listening. Like you guys, you know, obviously it's different, but like with people out there that are listening, like even if people that I talked about, and I don't know, you know, I don't know if they've been listening, but like I never thought I would actually do that, you know. And even like during the first episode, I remember how nervous we were, and we were like, how do we even start? Like, what do we say? And now it's more like,
just get started.
Let's just get started, you know.
Just jump in.
So yeah, I think it was that. Like I opened up more.
Okay, that's good. What about you, Belky?
I learned that I don't know what self-worth is. And I know what confidence is. I just don't have that much of it. And I learned that I could actually not half-assed a project. So that's kind of cool.
That's good.
To know that I could complete... yay! Applause. Insert like the cheering crowd. Also that I cry a lot, but that's like a
normal.
given. I knew that.
It's a norm.
So that's just me. I mean,
she's just a crier.
I think it overwhelms me to know that other people are listening to me and they don't know me. And so I'm just like, why are you listening to me?
I get you. No, I get that. That's something I ask myself all the time. What about you, Perla? You were pretty much here for a lot of the season.
What did you learn as a listener as well?
I learned that people do not have that long of attention span.
Yeah.
But I learned that, like, I never thought that I'd be able to, like, open up to people as well, like what Tanya was talking about, like complete strangers or like people that I can't even see or anything. But it's actually pretty easy once you get it going. You know, once the ball starts rolling.
Yeah, you just let it all out.
Good from there.
I get that.
Especially when you added the modelos.
When you add alcohol.
One thing that I did learn is don't drink a lot. Because that second episode, I think that was just like not the business. Was that the one with Jasmine? Yeah. Jasmine, you're a bad influence. It was her fault. I love you. Moana's mom. She's Moana now. Oh, she's Moana now? Yeah, I changed it.
They switched. I feel like we all grew and we all opened up about so much on this season, you know? We opened up about our lives in ways that I feel like none of us ever thought possible. And I think that's exciting. Yeah.
I realized that I'm okay with people knowing, like, embarrassing stuff about me. Like, you know, like that heartbreak and rejection one, I really said a lot of, like, stuff that I thought was, like, very, like, when it happened, it really hurt my feelings and stuff. Or, like, stuff about, like,
me feeling like fat and like self-conscious and stuff. And like I don't necessarily feel like I'm like, oh my god, that's too much for me to share, or like I feel uncomfortable talking about these things. I think for me it's just like, as long as I could get a good laugh at my own miseries, like pretty cool.
Okay. I guess. Not only that though, but there are people that feel the same way you feel.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And those people relate to what you're saying, and if
maybe that's why they're tuning in.
Exactly. Like, you know, what if like something that you said that maybe they hadn't heard before, or something.
Whole
you
life.
know, exactly. So not that I'm saying that, you know, we're like
Gandhi or something.
We influence
influencer.
No, but I feel like even out of the podcast, I feel like we do influence other people, and we are very vocal, at least to say
our opinions, and we're not scared to share.
Respect,
of course. Yeah. No,
you know, I learned one thing for sure. I learned is how much power your words have.
Oh yeah.
You know, I feel like a lot of stuff that a lot of the times where I felt stuck, or you know, I was like, how do I say this in a way where I don't sound like I'm being a jerk? Because a lot of the things I say is just like me straight up saying like what I think.
Yeah.
And then once it comes out loud, it sounds like way different than what I meant it, and it sounds really mean. And it's like, no, I didn't mean it that way. So it's made me realize the power that our words have, and like, you know, how to use our words and stuff.
Okay.
So that's one thing that I learned. I also learned that I say like a lot and a lot.
We all do.
We're gonna take a class.
And I need to work on not doing that.
No, there's a speech class that I want them to take.
No.
That every time you go up on stage, you have to give a speech, and every time you say or like, everybody yells at you.
I want to use
scares it away from you.
Everybody yells at you?
Yeah.
No.
Tengo sentimientos.
Sounds like my speech class.
I will yell back.
Start getting all ghetto. Who do you think you are?
Who is you?
One thing that I did learn from like watching you guys do this podcast, and then like every now and then being a guest here, is that point of views vary so much, even within like a little group. People will have such different point of views on one topic.
Yep. I agree.
So,
Yeah.
interesting.
In one of our episodes, you opened up about a lot of personal stuff, and I was just like, wow, like she's coming here as a guest, and she's opening up so much. I was just like, damn, like thank you, you know, like because you don't, you know, the things that you shared are like could help someone out.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why like I was okay with saying like a lot of the stuff that's happened to me was because I feel like the more I keep it to myself and let it affect me in a negative way, the more power it has. So the more I talk about it, the easier it is to get through that.
So it was kind of like a coping thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like a coping mechanism, exactly.
But at the same time, like I feel like it helped others, you know, and whether it's now or later, like in the future, like if someone goes back to listen to that and like they can take something off of that, like I feel like that's a change that is like worth it, you know.
Yeah.
In the last 10 weeks, do you guys feel like you've grown as people outside of this?
Yeah.
Like as just like in general?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like as in how we present ourselves.
Well,
with
just
the
in
show,
general, like your life outside of the show.
I mean, I feel like we're always learning and growing. If you're not, then
what's one
you're
thing,
missing
like, for
out
example,
on
you learned about yourself in the last like 10 weeks?
That I can do whatever I put my mind into.
Okay.
You know.
What about you?
I learned that I could be a little hard on myself.
Okay.
And that sometimes my defense mechanism, like jokes on like subject matters that are like really, for example, like my self-deprecating jokes and stuff aren't necessarily the most like healthy ways to cope with things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What about you?
I think learning to value myself.
Okay.
Not so much in like a relationship type of thing, but like more like in a professional manner.
Okay.
I think I sold myself short for so long that when I finally saw like an opportunity where they like were willing to take a chance on me, I questioned it a lot, but I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna go for it. And I think I did the right choice. I made the right choice. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. That's really good.
What would you say out of all the 10 episodes? Like, what would you say was your favorite episode that we had?
I think personally, Heartbreak and Rejection. It's a tie between that one and the Beauty Standards.
No, but you can only pick one.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like if someone was like, if you don't choose one, I'll push you off the cliff.
I mean, just push me off.
No, if someone were like, I will hug you if you don't choose one, because I know how uncomfortable that makes you.
No, you know what? Beauty Standards.
Okay.
Because I was able to talk about like some of the things that I've been through with like certain projects that I've tried to work with that they refuse to work with me.
Can I say that I was like super shocked about with that episode how you didn't go too much into detail about it, but you were okay with like admitting or like saying it out loud that you're like you struggle with your weight and how like some of these people didn't want you as they're working with them and stuff. And I like it when you were talking about it, I was just like, what, because like I have never heard you like use the words and like say it out loud. It was something like where we both knew that it's there, but like I wasn't gonna dabble, and I was like, oh, okay, I see. Like, and I kind of saw that like as a growing moment when I was like, oh, okay, so he's becoming more comfortable with talking about stuff like this. And I was
the only reason I wanted to share that is because there's so many people that want to do like social media or like anything publicly, and it's like if they feel uncomfortable and I'm over here presenting myself as like I'm okay with everything, or like I'm super happy all the time, like that's not who I am at all, and you guys see the dark side of everything, you guys see like the background of everything, so it's like I could get certain brand deals and stuff and put it out there and just be like, oh yeah, I can work with this person and this person, but what people don't see is like all the brands that don't want to work with you because either the way you look, because of how you present yourself, because of your content, because whatever the reason, and a lot of the times certain brands won't work with you because of the way you look, and I feel like that was something that I wanted to talk about because there was these two brands that I really, really, really like. I really wanted to work with them. Like I really like their products. I really believe in them. And as soon as they were like, "No, you don't fit like our mold," I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, I totally see someone like being like, that rejection. That no one likes to feel rejection.
But the way they said it wasn't even like they weren't like, "Oh, not right now." It was just like, "You don't fit our mold." Like literally,
you're not that person.
Yeah.
Like I feel like when even like people at work have slightly like made comments about you, like I feel like I've been the one that gets more mad, and you're just like, oh, who cares? I don't care. So for me to actually like hear it, I was like, oh snap, like he's definitely just throwing it out there without caring what the outcome is.
What was your favorite episode?
Cool. My favorite episode? Man. It feels like forever ago. I would say it was between high school.
Hey, I couldn't get a between, so you don't get a between.
No, wait. Oh, you're right. Okay. I really like the high school one.
Hugging me, okay. Rude.
I like the high school one because I got to like see like
relive a lot of your.
I got to relive a lot of my memories, but also I got to like get an idea of who you guys were in high school.
Okay.
And I think that's interesting because like once you start like talking about stuff like that, you're like, man, like at that point in time, I would have never thought that I would be here in this room talking to these people and how like. And it makes you think of how, like, we're all just paths in this, like, world. And we might just be, like, in the same time, same place. But it's just not the right moment to meet each other. Like, Soli worked in Saddle Ranch. When I worked in Universal Studios. And,
Soli worked at Saddle Ranch?
Yeah.
I worked at Saddle Ranch.
What?
Okay,
and then you see like that it's a small world and like her face when I started working over at the Access and stuff we I mean whatever I already said when we started our job and stuff we like her face looked familiar to me, and I was like, "Oh,
I know you."
Yeah, I was like, "Your face looks familiar," and then she was like, "Oh, I worked at Saddle Ranch or whatever," and I was like, "Oh, what time? Like, what years?" And then I'm like, "Oh my God, I think you came to Johnny Rockets and sat at the bar while I was waiting for my friend." Because she knew the bartender at Johnny Rockets, and the bartender at Johnny Rockets was like our favorite bartender and stuff. And I, like, from the moment that she said that, I remember her face, and I was like, oh my God, that's kind of trippy. Like, we were gonna meet like later on, you know? Yeah. And I was like, what? That's crazy.
What about you, Tanya? What was your favorite episode?
For me, was the change and growth.
Okay. Our second episode.
Yes.
Okay.
To me, that was my favorite one because that day I realized how far I've come.
Okay.
In the past 2 years, and what I've accomplished, and then I realized that the decision of moving away from all the bad was the right thing to do.
Okay.
You know, so it was one of those like episodes that you're just like, wow, crap, like, you know, this is like speaking about it, it's like you go through it, but then once you talk about it, you're just like, damn, I've been through a lot, and then it doesn't even feel that way, you know, it just feels like it's life, and you've dealt with it, and that's it, it's in the past. But then now you talk about all of those things, and then you're just like, damn, like I'm a strong person, you know, you kind of just realize that on your own, you know. But even though other people might tell you the same thing, but you're just like, no.
Yeah. You don't realize it until you realize it.
Exactly. So that was, I feel like that was my favorite episode to me.
What about you, Perla?
The one that she was in.
All the ones that I came on in. I can't really choose between serial killers and regrets.
Oh, okay.
Regrets, I think, because that's like when everything's spilled out. When I talked about all that personal stuff, but serial killers was like a really fun one for me. So
no, but you have to choose one.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry.
I think regrets, just because it was more like
personal.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, probably regrets.
Okay.
What do you think was like the worst episode?
Like with like what we said, or like.
The worst episode, the one that we were trying to record, and then midway we put.
Oh my God! Nostalgia. Listen, guys. Okay, so hold on.
Behind the scenes.
Let's backtrack a little bit. So for nostalgia, we started recording, and then an incident happened where my two co-hosts right here, Miss Tanya and Miss Belky, could not control their laughter at all.
It was so
they could
bad. I am not a professional.
No, and listen, not even that, but like the worst part is that I knew Belky didn't know what had happened to the fullest, so I knew this was gonna only get worse.
No, I don't think you realized.
I did. No, I did. I knew right away. But then I saw her face and I was like, she doesn't know.
Okay.
And I was like, I have to end this because if we don't end this, she's gonna find out and it's gonna get worse.
Well, like I couldn't I managed to control my laughter, and I was like, all right. And I turned around and I saw Tanya, and as soon as I saw Tanya's face, like we both just started laughing again. And I was like, oh my god, I'm losing it. And I was like, I was covering my face, and I was like, don't look at me. Do not look at me. Just look at the mic. Keep talking, because I don't want to laugh. It was insane. And then we got in the car to record. It was a even bigger mess.
We got halfway through, and then it just stopped working.
And then the reception dropped because Eric drove us up a mountain.
So we ended up not recording, and then
we were just like, you know what? It is 11 p.m.
Let's just call it a day and go home and sleep off. And we'll be fine. I think that was like the worst one.
And I fell asleep for like 10 minutes in the car.
Oh, no.
I was like,
we were talking, and she was like asleep, and then Tanya was recording, and
she was like, oh, and I was like, yeah, it's great, man.
Why are you asleep?
Because I'm tired.
That was an interesting episode.
I don't know. I feel like overall, though, this whole experience has been really fun.
Okay, that's good.
And really, it's been an eye-opener as well. And it's been nice because we've gotten to know each other a little,
better.
In a different way, you know? Because, we can go out and have a drink and have a good time or whatever, but I feel like here is
when everything comes out.
When we talked,
Especially
when we sat down and we talked. Yeah. Especially when we drink,
No, you know what? I know that, what episode 2.
We're friends.
Episode 2. Bonjour. Croissant.
Oh, no.
What I learned for episode 2 was that if I am trying to, obviously not today, but if I'm trying to retain details and not speak too much, I can do it if I put my mind to it, because I did not name names. And someone was telling me that they were listening to it, and they're like, I was waiting for you to say who you were talking about, but you guys didn't say anything. And I was like, oh, thank God, because I haven't had the heart to listen to that again, because that was my biggest fear.
That episode, we talked about so many people.
I think, but you know what I think it is?
But we talked about it more in a sense of people should learn to grow.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but still,
but in a generalized.
Yeah.
Yes, but also being very specific of who it was.
Yeah.
But we didn't name names.
Exactly.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, exactly. If you know, you know.
If the shoe fits.
And the thing is also though that we're not gonna put people on blast.
Because
that happened to us. And
but we were drinking, and that was
that was our problem.
That's
when we started saying things. But even drunk, we were like, okay.
I was like, yes, autopilot. Good looking out.
Amen.
You saved me yet again.
It happens.
Okay, so this is another question, and this is relating to next season. What are you guys excited for next season?
I'm
excited. What are you looking forward to?
I am excited to be more organized. Now that we started, we kind of have an idea of what we're looking for, I feel like we all went into this and we're like, well, let's see how it goes. And we're getting a bigger sense of time management, how to present ourselves in the, as we're speaking and stuff, how I say a lot of likes and
Yeah.
But
totally.
But I totally think that I'm gonna keep doing it.
What about you?
I'm looking forward to the new space.
Okay.
First.
Yes.
Oh, that's exciting.
Because I feel like it'll be a little bit more controlled and
we're gonna have a sound person
done. You
guys, we're getting a sound person, just FYI.
We're getting
to those that were complaining about our sound. We heard your complaints.
Yes. What did they say? Poor sound quality.
Poor sound quality.
Yes, poor sound quality. They said.
I know.
Well, you know what? We're in your podcast.
We got you.
You need to understand. We are broke.
And then not only that, but we didn't start this to we're obviously, or
except for Tanya.
Exactly, my Mariah Carey dream.
She wants to bathe herself
but
she could wait.
No,
to bathe herself in milk every day.
In gold.
In gold.
Oh, damn.
Oh, wow.
She's going the extra mile.
She's like, Mariah Carey, who? You're going to be talking about Tanya.
Hello. No, also, like, we when we went into this, we didn't go into it thinking, like, oh, we're
see how many
profits. We're going to have thousands of followers and thousands of, like, no, like, we started this because
we wanted to have fun.
We wanted
to hear ourselves talk.
So here's a little backstory about this, how this started. We talked about it once at work. We're like, oh, we should do a podcast. And we're like, yeah, cool. 2 months later, Tanya's like, Eric, so are we going to do this? And I was like, let's do it.
Oh, you were for reals, Eric said.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, let's do it. And so we texted Belky and we're like, let's do it. And we're like, okay. And then next Friday, we're like, okay, first episode, let's do it.
And then we were like...
I think it all started, though, because Eric and I talked about, like, YouTube. And then when he had mentioned to me, like, oh yeah, I'm on YouTube, but don't follow me. I remember him telling me, don't subscribe to my channel. And I was like, oh no, that's the first thing I'm doing.
That's what I tell everyone. I'm like, don't look me up.
And I will subscribe, and I will like every video and comment. And he, like, and I had mentioned to you, I think, that I wanted to do, not a podcast, but I wanted to do YouTube as well. But I don't know, like, I kept telling him, like, this is what I feel about it, whatever, you know? So then the whole thing about the podcast came up, and then we were like, well, let's tell Belky, and that's because Belky is a Doña Meche, and so, you know, but I don't think that we thought we were gonna get this far. Like, after the first episode, I was like,
I was surprised we made it to the first episode.
You know, I was surprised we even started.
For real, it was after the first episode. I was like,
oh, and then Eric bought the microphones the day
oh my god.
The day of the first episode, he bought the equipment to start.
Everything.
And then not only that,
only one mic
didn't work.
Well, they worked. It's just so, for those of you who don't know, we use a Mac to record. And for some reason, I cannot plug in all three mics that we had.
On podcast.
We could not plug in all three mics because the computer wouldn't rate all three because they were the same brand, and I didn't know that.
That's where we failed.
So that's where we were getting a sound engineer.
And that's why for season 2 we're gonna get a sound people. We're gonna get a whole everything. So
yes.
We're being sponsored by Maruchan. Just kidding. No, we're not. Maruchan, don't sue us.
And then we're gonna be recording from Culver City now, which is a crazy change. But yeah,
we're gonna be recording from London.
Awesome.
Oh yes, and
not about us. I was
what?
Also, Eric is starting a production company, guys. Like, who aims to start a production company? Like,
if you want to start your own podcast, email him at Eric.
Please don't email me.
at Yahoo. No, I'm just kidding.
His name is Eric After Dark.
Why After Dark?
Because he does crazy things after dark.
No, I think you know what it was. It was funny because like we all were.
Didn't we go to hell and we're like, oh my god? So are you
no,
Eric?
It was at Target. It was at Target.
We were at Target, right? And then I see Eric and I go behind him. He goes, I'm like, oh my god, are you Eric After Dark? He was like, shut up.
And then
there was people around.
No, and there was this employee right there, and he was just looking at us, and I was like, oh my god, no.
But I think sidetrack, but I think a funny moment for me was when we were coming to Tanya's for a barbecue.
Oh my god, no. It was in Northgate, first of all.
Oh my god.
It was Vallarta.
Where is this girl?
Where are you?
El Superior. It was Vallarta.
She was like, Trader Joe's? I'm sorry, the 99?
Target. It was at Vallarta. So point is, we were at the grocery store, and there was this guy that goes, oh my god, I think that's Eric.
Oh, that was
and
the worst.
then I heard that part, and then I heard something YouTube, and I was like, okay, and I was like drinking my juice or whatever, and I slowly walked back to Eric, and I'm like, oh yeah, like naming stuff on the menu, and then I go, hey, do you know that guy? And he goes, you heard that too? No, I don't know that guy. And I was like, people do recognize you. He's like, this is really awkward. And then I was like, yes, this is really awkward. Like,
you guys don't get us wrong. If you guys meet us somewhere and like
just
say hi, just don't stare and don't point out. That's weird.
Just go,
That's
hey,
scary.
what's up? And I'll be like, hi.
If you see Tanya out there, surround her, mob her, please.
Just tell
Get
her.
a bunch of people.
Paparazzi.
You see Tanya at the mall, she's like surrounded. She's like, damn it.
She's like, Tanya, give me your autograph.
Yeah. I hate you guys. You guys make me out to see like they posted an Instagram live where was it?
Oh, because we were on the way over here to record at our secret location, aka Area
51.
151.
I was thinking about Bacardi 151.
Wow.
Alcohol problems. Area 51. We were coming over here, and then what did I say? And I was like, "Oh, Tanya's not here."
Something about her limo
because she's coming in a limo, living her Mariah Carey dreams.
And then I just piled on that to it, and I was like, "Her limo's so large, she can't even turn."
Apparently, my Mariah Carey dreams got them going, man.
How did that even start? Like, I feel like
because I had said that the whole point of this podcast was to make me famous.
It's on my YouTube. I actually have
it. And then we started that ongoing joke about Perla being our only listener. I think that's gonna keep.
And then under new management.
Oh yeah, that's another one. I think
it's because Perla was the first one to give us
feedback.
Because I feel like Perla was the first one to give us some real
feedback.
Yeah, and then
it was like you're
during the show. During the show, she was texting me like, "You guys need to go lower. You guys need to go up."
I know she was showing me the message, and I was like, "Oh damn it!"
Yeah, I need to. Another thing that I learned was that I kind of knew that, but I didn't really think about it until we recorded. Is that my voice is not microphone friendly? I'm just like, ah! And I could see every time I talk, my volume thingy goes all the way to the yellow. So I'm danger zone. And then Tanya's green, and then Eric's green, maybe first line yellow, and then when I laugh, it's red.
I think that was our main problem. That we didn't know
how to adjust ourselves.
And that first episode, we laughed into the mic
because we thought it wasn't working. So we're not even closer to it.
So it was and I apologize for that because I am loud, and I'm sure I hurt a few people's ears. If I ever become famous and get money, I will treat you. Oh. No, I will not buy you new ears. I will buy you a shot at the bar.
That's expensive.
Well, a cheap one. I think
the next step will be merchandise.
Ooh, merch.
Merch.
Perfectly shameless merch. Ooh.
That's it.
Okay, that sounds really good, actually.
Perfectly shameless
merch.
As long as it doesn't have my face, I don't care.
Well, that's the whole point. I
don't want it to have
we'll do
my
it specifically
face.
Her face. Just her.
Please no.
We'll get one of those people who sketch criminals.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
But
do it of my mugshot that I took today. Oh my God.
That's funny. Also, you guys, next week, some point next week or the week after, we're starting a new podcast, a spin-off of this awesome show.
Not a spin-off because Belky and I are not part of it.
That's why it's a spin-off because you're not part of it.
Whatever.
Yeah, but it's not perfectly shameless. It's about It's a spin-off from the Serial Killers episode.
Oh yeah, from the Serial Killers episode. Me and Perla are going to be doing...
Perleezy,
and this is why we're not invited to that podcast. Because this is what we do.
Because we are not...
Hey, we're showing up. We're showing up to the podcast.
We're going to be like, so yeah, they found the body in the forest. Perleezy. Body in the forest.
Demented bodies.
We should do the opening of it.
So yeah, it's going to be called Demented Minds. We still don't have...
Your intro should be like the Twilight Zone, but not to the point where they could sue you.
So yeah, we're going to start that sometime next week or the week after. It's exciting. How do you feel about it?
I'm nervous. I'm excited. But I'm happy about it.
Okay, that's good.
I feel like it's like a hobby that not a lot of people like take up.
Yeah.
But I think it's something that could like bring unexpected surprises.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And
you learn a lot.
That and not only that, but like you never know like who you're gonna like end up meeting with these things. So I think that's pretty cool.
Hopefully we can meet some serial killers for the episodes.
Oh yeah.
For like future.
If people keep testing me, yeah.
Oh.
Not you guys. I like you guys.
Sorry.
The serial killers.
You guys are cool.
And then coming soon, Perfectly Shameless in Spanish now.
I know. If I already like stutter with English, it's gonna be worse in Spanish. What did I say? Meticho?
Meticho.
Oh my god!
It's gonna be a whole new language.
I feel like I need to mention this. This is not part of like any of the topics that we're talking about. But Chewy, Tanya's dog, has an Instagram. Please follow it.
Oh yes,
What's his Instagram?
Follow him. Its name is Chewbacca, and he's the cutest.
That's the name.
Yeah, name is Chewbacca.
He literally got more followers than I ever did on Instagram in one day.
Overnight, yes, like overnight. I made it at night. Overnight, he had 117 followers.
Oh my god!
The cutest thing ever. Okay.
Really cute.
Yeah, if you guys follow me on Instagram,
Well, first of all, you're private.
Well, then follow me. Request
If you
me
guys
to
follow me or Eric or Perfectly Shameless, wait, do we follow?
I don't think so.
No, you see, then follow Chewy.
Start in the budget.
We'll follow Chewy. We'll give him a promo on the page.
Yes.
I think we should give ourselves a promo.
Oh yeah, Tanya, what's your
what?
social
I'm
medias?
Kind of salty
Social
that you guys didn't give me a shout out for my birthday on the Instagram page.
You're welcome.
Kind of rude.
It's okay.
You had access to that.
That's like conceited.
I'm gonna give me a shout out on Instagram.
I know, but we weren't a thing.
She's gonna give herself an Instagram shout out when it's her birthday.
Hello. I was gonna do it for you. That was my plan. That was gonna be my surprise.
Okay, well we'll start.
It's real if you put it on your own personal.
We'll start it next year.
I'll do it.
We'll start it next year.
I'll do both.
Next year
And on
starting
Facebook.
January.
So you know it's real.
Oh my god.
Also, Perla and I coming soon.
Something's coming soon.
Something's coming.
She's like, I don't know.
We're starting a YouTube channel, guys. It's gonna be random, so I'm not
Random
gonna.
works best.
I'm
gonna
not.
be Perleezy.
Yeah, and it's gonna be random, but we do plan on doing some challenges and like couple stuff, some makeup stuff, and who knows what else we're gonna go.
And
with.
since
It's just-
me and
it's an
Eric
idea.
are single, we're not invited. So
We do couple
Whatever.
stuff.
I can't take on extra projects.
Rude.
I have meetings to the bar.
That's why I can't go.
I'm sorry.
You know, sometimes
I wish I could. What are you guys like looking? Oh wait, we already asked that, huh?
What?
Like, what are your personal goals, like, to bring into the show?
For next season, one of the biggest things that I want to bring for the first 2 episodes is something that I've personally had to deal with, and I know you have too.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
don't give it away.
Yeah, I don't want to give it away, but it's going to be something that we've. I don't know if you've been through that or you, but I know we have because we've talked about it. And it's something that I want to discuss because so many people go through it so often and so much that it's like I feel like we should address it in like
definitely
in a very respectful manner.
Yeah, I know for sure that episode is gonna be like
intense.
I know for sure I'm gonna cry, and I know that even though I'm like scared and I'll probably be like anxious even like the night before and as we start, once the episode's over, if I play my cards right and like do everything that I set out and want to stay in the episode, I think it would be for the best.
Okay.
You know? I feel like the show itself has made me want to like, you know, like just pick up on the things that I have half-assed.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm going back to school this semester. Like I'm starting my whole photo thing all over again. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna start shooting again. So that's like, thank you, Perla. Thank you. She's cheering me on. And you know, like I'm excited, and I feel like I've done this and said this before where I'm like, I'm excited, I'm gonna shoot again and stuff. Shoot photos for those that might be confused. Because every time I say, oh, like, yeah, I'm gonna go shooting, they're like, oh my god, the gun range, I love it. No, like camera.
Like photos.
Like I'm gonna go shoot photos. So I'm excited about that. I feel like it's making me want to be more organized with my life, and like I feel like it's gonna start showing, you know. Mm-hmm. And I want to be able to like research my topics more, like more in detail. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's doing this first season has like given me an idea of how I want to organize myself as far as like what I'm gonna talk about or what I'm gonna do within the subject or the episode or topic and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like next season's gonna be a little different.
Yeah.
And
I think a lot different.
For the better. A lot different, yeah. But I feel like it'll be for the better. You know?
And like Tanya was saying earlier, like I want to have more fun with it. You know, not just be like everything serious.
Yeah.
Oh, like I feel like this season we were very, very serious. You know, about like the topics that we chose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a very serious season.
Mm-hmm.
Next season, obviously, we're still gonna have like serious discussions because we want to talk about things that are real. You know, we don't want to like sugarcoat things. But we are going to have fun. We're going to have episodes, you know, in regards to, like, Disney and stuff that we've been wanting to do, that we were going to do for this season, but we didn't get to it.
And we are going to start doing more, like, vlogs and content on YouTube because...
On our account, because...
I mean...
We got nice comments from people.
I feel like we need to be more active on our Instagram page.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
That's true. And on our personals, too. Because I feel like I haven't really...
I haven't seen a post from you in a long time.
Yeah, I think I haven't done anything. But
I saw a family photo that I was left out of.
She's so upset.
Oh, the Chewy one?
Yeah.
I feel like we should do an episode on Chewy. Just himself. Can't interview Chewy.
He should be your merch face.
You know what we should do?
Oh my god!
We should put a GoPro on him and just watch what he does with it.
Yeah.
Like just sleeps.
What he does with Zeus.
Like, let's see what he does.
What I feel like he would just sleep.
A day in Chewy's life.
Oh, that should be the title.
Aww.
That's so cute.
Alright, well, we're getting to the end of the episode.
The last episode.
The last episode of the season. That's exciting.
We made a film.
Thank you guys for listening to our craziness, to our psychoticness, to I know we need Jesus.
I need a boyfriend.
But yeah, we'll see you guys next season.
I need a shot.
We come back in late September. So keep up.
If you follow the page and you think of ideas of what we should talk about, definitely drop those comments and we'll look into it and see if it's something that we want to address or are ready to address.
And if you don't, go follow us and let us know what you want to.
At Perfectly Shameless.
Well, I think we'll also link our personal accounts.
Yes, everything's linked.
Yeah, we'll link those up, and then you guys can
tell
follow
Chewy
us.
what you think.
Follow Chewy, follow Pearl as well.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Adios.
Bye.